find the measure of each missing angle. And first of all, just a reminder that this is a mid-segment, and we know that because of the tick marks here and here, and here and here, which ultimately what that also means is that our segment is parallel to here. And that's important because right away I know what the measure of angle 4 is, because we have two parallel lines cut by a transversal. 59 is in this placement there, 59 degrees, in fact the same placement, so kind of to the right of the parallel line, which means that measure of angle 4 is 59 degrees. Some other important ideas here is if we take these two angles right here, they are supplementary. Remember that supplementary means that they add to be 180 degrees. So if we take 180 degrees and we subtract 127 degrees, we get 53 degrees. So the measure of angle 2 is 53 degrees. So now we know angle 2 and angle 4. Remember that there are 180 degrees in a triangle, so we can figure out the measure of angle 3. But what we do is we take 180 minus our 59 and minus the 53. And when we subtract that, I'll flip over here to the calculator. I tried to make it so that we could still see the problem, so we'll see what happens. 180 minus 59 minus 53 gives us 68. So that helps. Measure of angle 3 is 68 degrees. And that is helpful because now we can figure out what angle 1 is. Because we're looking at this entire big triangle. So here's 59 in the big triangle, here's 68 in the big triangle, and then here's angle 1. So we can use that same idea here, fill that in back in there, but we can take 180 degrees and we can subtract the 59 degrees that we were given and the 68 degrees that we just found. And when we do that, that's going to give us angle 1. And pulling the calculator back up, and 180 minus 59 minus 68 gives us 53. And then lastly, we need to figure out how big is the measure of angle 5. And we already know how big the measure of angle 4 is. And once again, if we use this idea of supplement here, angle 4 plus angle 5 is 180 degrees. Well, we can figure out what the measure of angle 5 is. And the measure of angle 5 is going to be 180 minus 59. And 10 minus 9 is 1. 121 degrees. Same idea as we flip to problem number 11. We want to find the measure of each missing angle. We are working with the mid segment. the midsegment theorem here, and I'm going to start the same way that I started the last problem, which is we know this 118 degrees right here. If we take these two angles and we add them together, we get 180. So 180 minus 118, 10 minus 8 is 2, 7 minus 1 is 6. We get 62 degrees for angle 1. And I'm going to erase that here because it's already jumbling up the picture. But, so now we know that this is 62. We can figure out what measure of angle 2 is, because we can take 180 minus the 62 minus the 95 that we were given. $180 minus 62 minus 95 gives us 23. So angle 2 is 23 degrees. And we can also use our idea here of corresponding angles, because what we know about the midsegment and our other side of our triangle here is that these are parallel. So we know that angle 1 is 62 degrees, and that's on top of the parallel line. And angle 5 is in the same position with respect to the other parallel line, so angle 5 is 62. And we found that the measure of angle 2 was 23. So this is again on top of the parallel line, and angle 4 is in the same position with respect to angle 2. So since angle 2 is 23 degrees, angle 4 should also be 23 degrees. And then that leaves us with finding the measure of angle 3. But if we take these two angles here, they are supplementary. We know how big angle 2 is, so if we take 180 and we subtract 23, 10 minus 3 is 7, and 7 minus 2 is 5. We should get 157. And don't hesitate to use decimals. You see what happens when I use the calculator even on the smartboard. It prints out the answer 3 times. But don't hesitate to use decimals. Don't hesitate to use your calculator to find the missing values.